I'm going to begin, Tom, by asking, I mean, you're a kind of theatre actor, and I was just wondering about when you sort of take on a project like this, and I'm sure you would have done this obviously in the MCU as well, how different a craft is making a movie like this where it's so built around the kind of green screen and CGI and kind of motion capture? I mean, it must almost feel like a different job in some way.
It's actually the sort of acting part of it is quite similar because to theatre. Because the whole experience of acting for stage is supplying the audience with information that is only imagined. And when you're dealing with monsters that don't exist, you're doing the same thing. The only difference is that it's in film, obviously, it's more piecemeal. Every day you get a couple of jigsaw puzzle pieces for the whole picture, and on stage you get to do the whole thing every night.
And I mean, in this film, I think Kong is, I mean, he's bloody massive. He's about 3 times bigger than he's ever been.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, I know it sounds a bit silly, but did you get a sore neck? Because honestly, the amount of times you had to sort of stand there just looking up.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Just have to bend the knees a bit more. Yeah. No, it was Brie and I would usually pick a treetop or a cloud in the sky and go up at him.
And do you get almost more of a buzz watching films like Kong Skull Island or, say, Fall Back? Because more so than you would say, like, The Deep Blue Sea, for instance, because I guess it's so wildly different to what you shot, because so much is done in the kind of post-production.
Yeah.
Do you feel almost more like an audience member when you watch these kind of more sort of big blockbusters back?
I definitely get the same excitement. And I think I feel so proud of the team because it is, as an actor, you're only half the story and you're having to work in concert with anyone on post-production. And it just feels like bringing these frames to life is a huge effort from so many people, and I enjoy that part of it.
And one of the things I sort of liked most about this was the Vietnam setting. I thought that was a really great kind of touch, because I think not only technology hasn't progressed like it has now, but the way this kind of studies the kind of human condition is quite sort of, I think there are parallels to be drawn to kind of the war zone and stuff. I mean, is that one of the appeals for you getting involved in this, that setting? Because it makes it such quite a unique blockbuster, I think, in that regard.
Yeah, I think it just made it completely fresh. It's a completely different period. 1973, a period of huge social, political and cultural change, and at the same time the flavour of rock and roll that era evokes, I think, all that music, all that revolution. It's in order to put human beings into that space is an interesting thing.
Of course, Ragnarok is not too far away now. No. I've spoken to, I think it was Carl Urban I was speaking to briefly about it, and we were talking about the kind of tone, just naturally because Taika Waititi is the helm. Can we expect a more kind of comedically inclined entry into this particular sort of franchise?
Taika just has a huge heart, and he's so precise about... He is hilarious, by the way, a uniquely hilarious individual with a great, warm-hearted spirit. But he's also very precise about depth and emotion when it's needed. So I just think it will have a perfect balance. I hope. Certainly, when we were shooting it, it had this wonderful irreverence, which I think he brings, and at the same time, Ragnarok is about destroying what exists and creating something new, and he's certainly done that.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks.
Real pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey!